Buckle up, excellence junkies, because this podcast is definitely for you. Welcome to Rocket Fuel. Do you wish that you could surround yourself with people that love to kick ass just like you? Well, come to my party, baby, and meet some of the brightest stars in the entrepreneurial galaxy, because it is my mission to give these entrepreneurs a platform to declare what they are on this planet to accomplish and to show you why they are rocket fuel. Hello, Rocketeers. Woo! We just came off of recording an amazing episode. I don't want to overuse amazing, but I did think it was amazing.
It was.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. But this is about optimizing your social media engagement. I'm basically answering, why is it that I'm posting and I'm not getting as many people like commenting or liking? It feels like so lonely. I'm so lonely. I don't know if you know that really inappropriate movie. If you know, then you need to post something under this video. But it was intriguing. And Ginna, thank you so much. We have Ginna Tassanelli, let me show, the founder of Stylishly Branding and owner of Hype Media, right? That's your social media agency. You have been in business for a very, very long time, Ginna, and you just dropped so many golden nuggets like in this longer episode. So I highly recommend that you guys listen to it. But what would you say was like the most important thing that we talked about?
I would say at the end, when we were talking about that it's not about you.
All right. So let's do
That's
a little
more
preface.
like a mindset thing, but you know.
Yeah. So, I mean, we were talking about the importance of one, you showing up as part of your brand and how difficult it is. But yeah, when you were talking about video and recognizing like when you're doing all the things to basically make excuses to not show up, right? It's like, oh, my lightings are not right, and I don't have a good background, and my sounds, and like, oh, I have a pimple, and like all the stuff to be like, but it's not about you. It's about that person that you can serve. And it's true. It makes it a lot easier to do that, at least if you're service-minded. Right? If you are truly service-minded and you do believe that what you do is helpful and transformative to the people that you serve, then you got to get out of your own way. And yeah, that was definitely very poignant. Now, you've been in this business for a long time. What we learned is you were actually in advertising before in the corporate world?
Yes, I was. I worked for a multimedia global company, and I was in advertising. I handled a lot of national brands, a lot of the beers and the liquors around the world. And so yeah, there's no face to those. I mean, people drinking, but not there's not, you know, a face to that brand. And so when I broke off and I left and I started my own agency, that's how I thought I needed to show up, was as a logo and a website, and I was ready to rock and roll. But no, I absolutely crickets. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And that's the thing. Like I'm totally with you. I remember, I mean, honestly, so I've been in business for 16. We turned 16 this year, and I would say it was probably the first 11, if not 12 years of my business that I just hid behind a logo. Yeah. And I mean, I survived. We did well. And if we had corporate clients, it was fine. See, if we had corporate clients, it was okay. But if you're serving other small businesses, if you're serving consumers, like, you definitely need to connect yourself and your story to your brand. And that's critical. I mean, we talked about so much about this. You will tell us a little bit about your various businesses so that people understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. So, I have the Hype Media social media marketing agency, and I have a team, an amazing team that works with small and medium sized businesses, some national businesses too, a lot of e-commerce, as well as higher level coaches and so forth. And then Stylishly Branding is my baby, where I work more one-on-one with the coaches and experts and consultants, some network marketers. And I basically guide them through what we do as an agency, but in a way that they can do it for themselves. And so I help them show up as a personal brand. I walk them through how to go live, how to repurpose content. Some of them have part of our agency do that for them too. And I'm passionate about it because of when I broke off, away from corporate America. And I learned, thankfully, quickly within a few years, that was the missing puzzle piece in my business in order for me to grow. And it was to show up as the brand. So yeah.
I mean, it's really important, I think, when we have our own expertise, right, to connect and leverage experts. I mean, I tell our community, like, leveraging experts is rocket fuel. It took me way too long to do it because I was kind of nerdy and like, oh, I could kind of figure things out, all this stuff. And then you realize, like, no, like, do your thing magnificently, and then let other people who do their thing magnificently, like, accentuate you. But what's interesting is that you had all of this experience from the corporate world. And so it's so valuable for somebody to have that perspective, because they spend big bucks. So you had the opportunity to really run the gamut of the types of ads and messaging and all that stuff, and then to be able to connect that, and it's evident that you have that desire to truly help somebody blossom personally. And so I commend you on that. I think it's obvious, but to be able to bring those two together, I think it's important. I know for me, it's one thing if somebody's been fiddling around with it for a couple of years and whatever, but I know the difference. Like, when you've had the experience of having like millions and millions of dollars put behind an ad campaign, you just learn so much more. Right. And then to bring it back to us little guys, then you're able to kind of tell us, like, what's the most efficient things to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing that just stood out to me when you were talking about this is, as the little guy, because we are little guys, right? There's this huge pond. And when we're thinking like these big brands and we have to compete with them, we're going to get nowhere. But what I love to share and teach is that when you can step out and actually show up, you no longer have any competition. Like, no longer. We could sell the same lip gloss, same company, we could represent the same company, but you're not my competition, because I have a different background, I have a different experiences, I have a different personality, I have a different tone. It's all different.
Yes.
And so that's why
like,
it's
do you think
so
of friendship
important to show up.
Yeah. Do you think of friendship as competition? No, you're like, I'm who I am. And if you're attracted to you, then that's cool, whatever. Like, there's no competition.
No competition.
To you. Oh, no. Snap. Oh, snap. Ginna, you dropped enough like golden nuggets in the last one. Why are you showing off? No, seriously, guys, you need to listen to the longer episode. But I'm just like, well, fine. Just throw something else in there. No, but this comes from your background. It's obvious why you're rocket fuel. I get really excited about this. I'm sorry, guys, but this is why I am here, to help you bust out of mediocrity. And that's how I'm going to like transition over to Ginna's book.
You're so good.
Because Ginna just had a book come out. Yeah, sure. Called Overcoming Mediocrity. I'm like, this is my lady, right? Look at that.
I know, it's crazy.
Oh, overcoming mediocrity.
Crazy journey. It was challenging at first for me to step out of my comfort zone, and definitely there was a lot of vulnerable moments, but so well worth it. So if you can ever have, and anybody has the opportunity to write their story and to publish it, it's the best experience ever. It really is.
Oh my goodness. I commend you for that. That's awesome. So go to Amazon. Can we go to Amazon?
It's on Amazon. Yes. Yes. Actually, it made bestseller the day it launched. So
nice.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
I love it. Overcoming mediocrity. So you have to do that. All right. So that's step one. And then for those of you that are business owners and you really want to amp up your social media game, oh my goodness, like Ginna dropped some major value bombs, but she did, if you know what we do here at Rocket Fuel, she did create a value bomb for our audience, and it is called How the Social Media Dance Takes Two to Tango. All right. This is critical to boosting your engagement. These are some like awesome secrets that we talked about actually in the longer episode, but you need this guide. So you need to text engage to 411321 if you're in the US. So engage to 411321. If we ask you for your email address, please provide it. If we don't, it's because you've texted another catchword. Haha, we know, and it's already in your inbox. All right. So text that. And if you're outside of the United States, you can always text to +1 909 741 1321, and the catchword is engage. All right. You are going to receive this amazing guide that really gets into what you need to do to amp up your engagement. And the key is actually interacting with people because it's social media. So give us the super synopsis of what you talked about in this guide.
Be social, stir up conversations, engage on other people's content. Don't just content dump. One of my partners actually keyed that phrase. And you don't have to post like all the time. You just need to engage. You need to be present, be intentional, and don't be robotic. And show up. That's honestly the main thing. So
and the thing is that it's kind of like generally it's like yeah that makes sense. But in the longer episode we had time to kind of break it down a little bit more. But it makes sense that algorithmically the computer right will say, I'm going to show your posts to people that you care about. And how does a computer know? Well, they're going to assume if you comment, if you like or love, if you share a post, if you direct message them, that they are higher in your like connection, like family, right? And so they're going to show those posts because there's only so much space on the wall. And so we dive deeper into this, but to me, this was like, because as business owners, we either spend a lot of time or we don't spend time because we find people aren't engaging, right? Or we might actually pay an agency or pay an assistant or whatever to help us with social media engagement, but we're really using it as like broadcast media. We're just like talking at people and we're not engaging. And so thank you so much for bringing up that topic. We spent a lot more time on it in the longer episode. And so I highly recommend that you do that. But also thank you, Ginna, because you give us the opportunity to connect with you in your value bomb. And you do this like 15-minute kind of like assessment so that people can get an idea as to like, oh, what am I doing wrong? And that's important because sometimes we can't see it ourselves. So that's super hot value as well. So thank you. So once again, guys, text engage to 411321 if you're in the US, or to +1 909 741 1321 if you're outside of the US. And you definitely need to listen to this longer episode. Ginna, any final comments?
Stay social and show up. That's always my
Thank you very much. I love it. And thank you so much for joining us. You are definitely Rocket Fuel. Yay. All right. Bye, guys. And I hope that you Rocketeers have a rockin' day. Bye now. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. Look, every one of our episodes is boosted by a value-packed keyword called a catchword. Yeah. This allows our audiences to text to receive even more value from our guests. So take advantage of that great value. And if you share your expertise by guesting on podcasts or TV or speaking in front of live or digital audiences, then you're leaving anonymous fans behind. So go get a catchword at catchwords.com, KETCH words.com, and use podcast20 as a promo code for 20% off your setup fee. Look, make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to Rocket Fuel Podcast so you never miss your jolt of rocket fuel. Until next time, adios.